What's up, everybody? Let's welcome our special guest for today on the spotlight for the NFL draft prospects. And please welcome my special guest, Eastern Illinois offensive lineman slash guard, right? Sebastian Pares, bro. How's it going, bro?
Not too bad. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah. Anytime, bro. Tell the people who you are.
Yeah. I'm a kid that grew up right outside of Chicago, about 30 minutes west of Chicago, in a small town called West Chicago. But went to a small school. Our team wasn't really much out there, but we uh we made it to playoffs a couple times. Didn't win anything crazy, but from there I ended up going to Division II out in South Dakota for 4 years. Got redshirted there, and then COVID, and then I transferred over to Eastern Illinois for the last 2 years, where I made an impact over there.
Oh, for sure. So when you first started off in college, was it during the COVID year?
It was the year before, so I graduated in 2019, and then my second semester in college is when COVID all started to hit.
So you went to this college called Monet State, right?
University of Sioux Falls.
Oh, Sioux Falls. Okay. Well,
Yeah, Sioux Falls.
So it was one of those Dakota colleges, right?
Yes, sir.
So you had a lot of experience. So what was the experience like from playing over there?
Oh, it was actually really good. Obviously, there's not much in South Dakota, so it gives you a lot of time to like focus on what's really important to you. I feel like COVID did that for a lot of people, where it's like, hey, like you're gonna do what's most important to you at this time. And for me, that was football. It just gave me another year to lock in and be able to work out and just continue to get closer with my freshman class that I came in with. So I think it set me up real big time going D1 for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So the COVID year gave you some more experiences because for some of these college students, it gave them an extra year to stay.
Exactly.
So what was the challenge like from those COVID years, man?
The biggest thing was just being far away from home, redshirting, and then having COVID. It was like 500 plus days from the last time I stepped on a football field. So from high school to my junior year, basically in college, um, it was just trusting in the process. I mean, it's so cliche, but like continue to work out with no like result or being able to go out there and practice. I mean, that was honestly the hardest part, but we got it done though.
Okay. So what got you into football in the first part of your young days?
Oh, my dad, man. He was first generation from Puerto Rico. He had migrated to the United States, and he didn't really have much, but he wanted to play football. He was really good, and then he tore up his ACL his senior year. So it was kind of getting to like the spot that he never got to, and just proving to myself that I could actually play on the next level as well.
Yeah, in those days when he played, they didn't have the best technology for him to recover. But now in today's NFL, in this era, they have better technology for these players to come off an ACL injury.
100%.
Yeah, and looking at your size, you're 6'6", 310 pounds. I mean, you've been kind of playing different sides of the offensive line, right?
Yeah, so my freshman year I actually started out at left tackle. I was a little skinnier back then, so being able to move was pretty easy for me. But as it went on, I mean, I'm a really fast offensive lineman, and I feel like that's what I really specialize in, and that's why they put me at guard, being able to pull so fast and get out to those edges real quick. But yeah, I've played everywhere, just about everywhere on the O line, even a little bit of center. So.
Oh, so versatility. This is what I'm liking, man. Somebody with the versatility. You're a big, tall offensive lineman. You got the athleticism. I mean, it's got to be kind of interesting just so you're dependable. If injuries happen, they can plug you at those other spots in case,
100%.
So what do you take away from going to Eastern Illinois, man?
Just being able to get a chance to go against just a big level competition. I mean, this year alone, we played University of Illinois and Northwestern University. So obviously, those are two Big Ten schools in the FBS scene. U of I had a really good year this year, so it was just really good to get that exposure going against their defense. The OVC is not nothing to laugh about. I mean, they have really good competition between Illinois State and SEMO, UT Martin. Those are all teams that we play against every year, and they're good competition. So being able to just connect with other people and go against like better competition to see where I match up against those guys.
Oh yeah, that kind of shows the competition because you were considered the top offensive guard at your conference from the week 5 and all that other stuff. And looking from the scheme, so what offensive scheme did you played at Eastern Illinois?
Yeah, so we were more I would say we were more air raid type of thing. We had a quarterback in Pierce Hawley who transferred from Georgetown. And he could really sling the ball. Being able to block for him gave me a lot of experience too. Because he was a mature guy too. He was a 6-year guy as well. So being able to understand how his mind works and having a good quarterback like that was something that I used to my advantage. But also, like inside zone was our bread and butter. I mean, we were averaging at least 4.5 yards per carry on inside zone. So between those two things right there, that's kind of what Eastern's all about right there.
Seems like they're kind of more of a balanced team just from the looks of it from your guys' offense. Like you guys have averaged this amount of yards per game, which is a
Yeah,
pretty interesting part of your unit. So, I mean, if you think about Eastern Illinois, they don't get a lot of the recognition that they deserve at times. It's like
yeah,
you guys get underlooked a lot. Like when I think of Eastern Illinois, I think of Tony Romo, who comes to mind as one of the best successful stories. Then you look at Jimmy Garoppolo, who happens to live maybe not too far from Eastern Illinois because he went there.
yeah.
Um, there's just a lot of good. Oh, my buddy that I used to play semi-football with, he actually played at Eastern Illinois like a while back, but he played
Okay,
with he was a LaQuise Taylor, but
okay,
I don't know if he was such a big name, but he was a guy that I played in the semi-pros for a little bit.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we even have like Sean Payton went there as well, Mike Shanahan. So I mean, we definitely have a long lineage of people
Yeah.
that went to Eastern.
Yeah, and then that time in that program is when you guys had the best record when Jimmy Garoppolo was the quarterback, and you guys won championship there.
Yeah, 100%.
Why would I know that? Because LaQuise would tell me a lot about those. He was a part of that defensive line unit and all that stuff, so he told me all that stuff. But yeah,
Oh yeah, you got to be a big Jimmy G fan if you're a San Fran guy.
I'm still kind of like he's kind of like that ex-girlfriend in a way. I mean, I support him, but it's just like he's on to another level. So it's like, yeah, Jimmy G kind of was the reason why we turned this program around. He gave us the
100%.
foundation and all that stuff. So I was kind of more in between. Like if I was going to pick between an Eastern Illinois player that I like, I would say Tony Romo personally.
Yeah,
He was a
100%.
good underdog story, but Jimmy G, yeah, the pretty boy, the Superman look or something. Hey, you kind of have that style, man. You look like one of them Chicago guys coming off from a good program, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah. So from looking at so what NFL teams have you met with?
Um, interest right now, Cowboys and the Colts.
Cowboys and the Colts.
Yeah, but we're looking to have a big splash in my pro day right now. I've been training up in a program in Highland Park up here, and I mean I've gotten off to a really fast start. I mean my 40 time is gonna speak for itself on that pro day for sure.
Well, I hope San Fran pays attention to you because they're going to need somebody to. And you would see. There's a Dallas fan right there. Now he's already kind of getting excited about it. Now he's getting his hopes up. Yeah, that's good. So Dallas and the Colts are actually interested in you. That's good. I see that you grew up in Chicago, so you must love to play for the Bears, right?
Oh, it would be a dream, man, to play for the hometown team. There's nothing better than having all your family, your friends come out to not even have to go an hour drive to go see you play. So, I mean, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I can just notice because some people grow up in the local area and they always want to dream for that team, but I don't think it matters for you. It's like opportunities presents itself, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So, what was your best competition game you guys had played in, and you had the best film?
Best film. I would say either of my years at Eastern playing against Illinois State. I mean, they were a top 15 FCS team both years. I mean, they gave us competition every year, and they have a really good defensive scheme. Um, But yeah, I would say my best games are probably against them. It's a rivalry game for us. We play for a trophy, so everybody's on their P's and Q's that game. So I feel like that's where I bring just like any game, but that game especially gives you a little bit more of a chip on your shoulder, trying to fight for a little hardware.
Yeah, for some meaningful rival right there. I mean,
Uh,
so when you first arrived there, did you actually kind of heard of that rivalry, or was it something new to you?
It was something new to me. Coming from Sioux Falls, actually, I was in. They had a rivalry there with a team that literally there's like 2 blocks away from each other, and they called it the Key to the City game. So I was kind of familiar with the good like rivalry like that. So getting to hear about that, it kind of reminded me of that game that I played in Sioux Falls, and it was the same way. Literally, we had played a couple games before Illinois State when I first got there, and like energy in the air was just different. Yeah, I mean, you could even see it from the fans cheering and everything. So, yeah, definitely playing in it, you could definitely tell like there was some rivalry there, some tension.
It kind of gets pretty interesting. So, was there like any other trash talk or any of those little rivalries that you guys get, or no?
I mean, there's trash talk in every game. It kind of depends on the player. I mean, when you're doing what you got to do every play, I mean, you have the right to talk a little bit, but uh, yeah, I mean, there's always a little talk in every game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, who do you model your game after?
I watch a lot of Quentin Nelson, man. He's a beast. Just recently, I've been watching a lot of Zach Martin. I don't know if you've seen that stat of his the other day. He has more All Pro selections than penalties, and I mean that just was really interesting to me. So I've been watching a lot of his tape recently. And then I would say a lot of Taron Armstead recently. I've been watching a lot of his 40 times and his stuff at UAPB when he was there. So.
Yeah, that's some good guys to look up to, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of good ones. Like, I mean, you can go with the likes of Trent Williams,
Oh,
or
100%.
there's another guy that comes to mind, Will Hernandez. Pretty big and fast dude.
Yeah.
I think he's under the radar. I think he might be intriguing also. But so how do you prepare for your upcoming games and all that stuff?
How do I prepare? I watch a lot of film. So a lot of people go different ways about watching film. I usually tend to do at least an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, especially game week. I try to go a little bit more heavy on it. I try to put myself in like the defender's shoes. I'm trying to see like what scheme, what is the defender looking in the backfield and how is he reacting? If his shade's a different type of way, what hands down, depending on what side he's going to slant to. If there's a tilt, picking up on any tells for blitzes and possible line games. I mean, I go pretty full in depth. I usually write like at least a paper with of notes just to so I can just look back to before the game and stuff. So yeah, I would say that's how I prepare for games for sure.
Yeah, you got to take your notes on the opponents and what to expect and see what you can do better at, because usually a lot of that comes with the preparation, what to expect, and then you do a little workout routine and get it all settled in.
Yeah, 100%.
So, okay, so why should NFL teams draft you, man?
I would say personally, I'm a really likable guy, man. I feel like I get along with just about anybody. Football wise, obviously, it's in the tape. I can play some good ball. I'm very athletic, and like we spoke of earlier, I'm a plug and play guy. You can put me anywhere on the offensive line. I'm gonna give you my best, with no excuse. Put me at center through tackle. I'm gonna go ahead and do what I have to do. But I mean, I'm just a faster offensive lineman, 310, and I move like I shouldn't be 310. So. That's my biggest asset. Obviously, I love pulling. Pass protection is my thing, and I feel like those are my strong suits.
For sure. So, like, you know what, man? I might need to make a call for John Lynch and tell him to go get you, man. For real. Hey, go pick this guy up right now. But in all seriously, dude, versatility is the most important part of the game. So you do a lot of everything and all that stuff. That's what makes most offensive linemen play a long career in the NFL. But why you choose number 71?
Man, I don't know. Obviously, I know big Trent Williams wears 71. There's not a rhyme or reason, man. One day I saw 71 and I was like, man, that's just me, man. And I've always in high school I was 61 and number one. I used to play tight end in high school too, and they used to bring a jersey on, and they cut off the sleeves of the jersey, so I would throw on a number one jersey. So that's kind of like my way of like incorporating like me being a big skill type of thing, having the number one in there. Um, but yeah, 71, man, that's a number, and truly is going to be one of my favorite numbers going forward.
Oh yeah. I mean, you even said you had some tight end background, which gives you the advantage because you're very athletic.
Yeah.
Can't even think of a guy that came out of like college, but this guy was undrafted and he played tight end before, and I think he was a successful tackle. Jason Peters. That guy
Okay.
was, yeah, he was something else. He was originally a tight end,
Yeah.
and then he made the switch and became a really great player. I believe Joe Staley was a tight end before he even came to Central Michigan.
Okay.
J.J. Watt was a tight end, and then he transferred to Wisconsin.
Okay.
It's crazy. He was like in Central Michigan for a short minute, and then he went to be a D lineman, which is crazy.
Yeah. And he's a beast now too,
Yeah.
man.
So those traits alone tell, like you even said that what the team's going to expect is you're going to part well people with your speed, huh?
Yes, sir.
Oh, for sure. So what's it like being coached by Wilkerson?
Coach Wilk, man. I don't think there's a stand-up guy in college football like Coach Wilk. He'll tell you how it is. He right when I came in, he tries to build that family culture, and it's not cliche at all. He truly makes you feel like he's a part of the family. From day one team meeting, he brings in his whole family, sits us all down, and he introduces us all to everybody, and he wants us to know like this is a part of his family as well, all of us. So he's the reason why I went to Eastern. He's the reason why I stayed. I could have transferred after my first year, but I mean, Coach Wilkerson is that guy, and I was really honored to play for him.
Must have been because sometimes players change a difference, but like what was it like? The transfer portals, man. Everybody kind of just takes advantage of those opportunities. What was the situation for you to transfer?
Coming out of Sioux Falls.
Yeah,
I mean, I was pretty blessed, man. I was talking to a few teams. The top teams I was really talking to was ASU, Colorado State. But being away from home so much, talking to Eastern, they kind of just like sold me, man. This is only 2 hours from the house. And just being able to have my family come to the games and stuff. They were already telling me on my visit that they were having a bunch of bigger school guys coming to transfer at Eastern. If I were to transfer, we had that kid from Georgetown, wide receiver from Cali, and I mean that they were like bread and butter, those two, and they really got us to our successful year. That first year we were 8-3. So they sold me on the dream, man, and I wouldn't change any of my decisions, man. I loved Eastern and what we did there.
yeah. It had to be the best decision because you were homesick, but sometimes those transfer portals are only just for certain reasons. Like maybe they just want, maybe because the coaching staff has like a new coach staff has a different vision and they don't seem to fit the picture, or the
Yeah.
lack of playing time, or I don't know, like
Yeah.
whatever goes on.
Yeah, no, for me it was just kind of looking to go up to the next level. I
Oh, you want to showcase it.
Yeah, so I mean at Sioux Falls, like I said, I redshirted my freshman year. COVID happened. The first year I was able to play was my junior year in school, but I was a redshirt freshman, and I started that year, started my technical senior year, and so it wasn't that I wasn't getting time. I mean, I started both years that I was able to play at Sioux Falls, and then transferred out and started both years at Eastern Illinois. So I mean, I'm a 4 year starter altogether, but on paper it says I'm a 6 year. So
Well, you kind of been like a guy that's been there since the COVID year, and they giving those players some extra years, which gives them some more season for the next level.
yeah, sir.
I mean, there's a lot of guys that would showcase it. So you wanted to showcase it on a bigger stage. So Eastern
Yeah.
Illinois gave you that opportunity
100%. And looking at their schedule and being able to play these Big Ten teams really gave it to me.
for sure. What was your nickname in football?
My nickname in football, I haven't really had one since high school. They used to call me the freak back in high school just because I was so long and lengthy. Being able to play tackle and tight end. I mean, literally, they would change running backs, and the running back would bring on another jersey for me to slip on the field. And my old line coach back then used to call me the freak just because I would be able to do things that people wouldn't be able to do on our team. So, um, Honestly, I didn't really have too much of a nickname in at Eastern. I guess the first year there that we had a guy, Chad Strickland, he would call me Pancake Perez, but that was about it.
Oh, so the freaking high school and Pancake Perez. Okay. Like, honestly, that's what I like. An offensive lineman that just plays the game right and just and like pancakes the defenders and makes nice blocks.
Oh yeah.
So what do you enjoy most as an offensive lineman? Do you enjoy pancaking defenders or you enjoy like pass blocking better, or what do you prefer? Like run or pass block?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like pancaking somebody. I will say that. I mean, just being able to just jump on top of them. That's when you can really talk the most trash. Is like if you're doing that consistently throughout the game. And I mean, it gave us a little bit more motivation at Eastern. We were tallying. We had a pancake board in the offensive line room, so we were competing against with our whole line to see who would get the most pancakes. And obviously, I won both years that I was there. I had the most pancakes. So, um, but yeah, I mean, I love pass blocking, man. There's nothing like just locking up somebody and just stopping their rush. Like they just look defeated afterwards, and that's one of the best things to see. But yeah, I would say either pancaking or just locking people up on pass block.
Okay, that's good to have as an offensive lineman. But you guys had little team friendly, like friendly battle, like with the who pancakes the most. Man, that's got to be interesting.
Yeah, it was like a little like not a whiteboard, but it was like one of those like poster boards that you can write on. We had
Who
every
got the
game on
most?
yeah, we every game up on the top and then everybody's name on the side. So, I mean, every game you're trying to obviously we're trying to win, we're trying to play our best, but at the same time we're trying to it made you push a little bit harder to get those extra that physicality aspect of it as well.
Yeah,
So
that's got to be good, man. One of those team friendly type of things. So if you could pick in one NFL opposing defensive tackle or end or pass rush, past or present, who would it be?
oh man. I think if I got the opportunity, it'd be cool to, pancake Miles Garrett or something, man. He's a beast. There's not a lot of people like him playing football right now. Um, Aaron Donald's another name that comes up. Those are just really good competitors, and I feel like I play my best when I'm playing against the top guy. So definitely those would be two top guys that I would definitely want to battle in the middle with.
Oh yeah, bring the smoke, like they all say. So like going from outside of football, what do you like to do like outside of football, like you as a person?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really dabble in too much else, man. I'm pretty focused on football right now. I train most of the time when we're not doing football related stuff. Hang out with my friends from time to time. Catch up with some hometown buddies, but I mean, I don't really get into too much crazy stuff. I'm really a homebody. Like to rest the body up, especially when we're in the off season, so I could be at my best potential during the season.
That's a good mindset. You like to stay focused on the prize.
Yes, sir.
So what kind of dieting do you do? Because most football players have to be in the best shape and be able to play at a very high level.
Yeah, so right now, the place I train at, Win Performance, they got us in a nutrition plan right now. So they give us 2 meals a day, lunch and dinner, and they kind of variety. Some days you get steak, fish. They all come with some sort of like rice, vegetable, potatoes, sweet potatoes, something. But yeah, being able to like train and also getting that healthy nutrition is like the most important thing, especially trying to train for a pro day.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to keep your body balanced and all the proteins and all that stuff. So it does. I think we didn't say the other kind of hobbies, like like music, food, or artists, or all the other sports in general.
Yeah, I mean, I do watch a lot of football. I think it's really crazy watching LeBron right now do what he does. He's 40 years old and he's dropping 40 back to back. It's crazy. Music, I mean, I'm a big Drake fan. I listen to Drake a lot. He's probably my top artist. Obviously, I got some Spanish ones in there too. Uh,
Bad Bunny.
oh, Bad Bunny's up there for sure, man.
Oh, yeah, Bad Bunny, Daddy Yankee.
Daddy Yankee's a classic. You got to go with the classic sometimes too, man. But
Yeah.
obviously, like going into that Puerto Rican food, I'm Puerto Rican, so my grandma always cooks it up right when she comes over from Puerto Rico. But yeah, man, that's really about me right there.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then what's your major? Like, what's your backup plan for college? Like when you.
Yeah, so I just graduated in December with my master's of business. So my undergrad was a bachelor's of multimedia production. So getting into some sort of like marketing manager, or it'd be nice to stay into sports, do marketing around sports or something like that. But that master's degree is really going to help me out in business. So um, I definitely have a pretty good backup plan for sure.
Yeah, pretty backup plan for sure. Like there's other ideas in place. I mean, even if you still play football, which I believe you'll probably have a little longer of career and you'll have something in mind. You know, some players do podcasts and maybe that's in the cards for you.
Yeah, no, I definitely will be using that to my advantage, man, especially if I'm playing football at the next level, being able to go into different ventures
Yeah.
and expanding my portfolio in different types of businesses.
Oh yeah, for sure. So has any other NFL players reached out to you and gave you some advice for the next level?
Yeah, so I train up in Highland Park, and then I also train in Naperville at O-Line Mafia. Um, he's got a couple NFL guys that go out there and train. There's a practice squad guy from the Giants over there right now, a dude from the Rams, and a dude from the Bears. So, I mean, we're training all the time. There's two UFL guys there too, that I train with. So I'm around people that I've made it, that are successful, and that it pushes me to like get better. I constantly watch what they do, their techniques and stuff, and I mean, I just try to emulate the good things that I see out of all of them to try to make me a better player.
Okay, that's a good way. You get all the advice and all the stuff to prepare for. What was your toughest defensive player you faced in your college career? Like anybody in mind?
Oh man, I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but it was the defensive end at University of Illinois, man. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, man. That's slipping my mind. But number 17 was his number.
I trying to think. Like he's the defensive end, right?
Yeah, he's the D end. Yeah, he's really good. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him on Sundays as well.
Well, let me check him out. I think the name is Seth Williams, if I'm mistaken. I'll look it up. Because I look at a lot of these other prospects, and I don't know. I guess, like you said, he might be popping up. I think he's kind of moving up draft boards also.
Yeah, no, he was a really tough guy. I mean, he definitely was well rounded of a player. He's probably the best player I played this year for sure.
Oh, yeah. That gives you better preparation for the next level. So, what do you take away from all those years in college that you want to improve on the most?
Honestly, I think just being able to have the knowledge now, like being able to say that I played 6 years of college football, meet a lot of people, interact with different O-line coaches, different head coaches, being able to just keep refining my skills in those different situations, helped me out a bunch. Obviously, you can get better at just about everything in your game, man. But I would say just more drive off the ball, man. There's nothing like just taking somebody 5-10 yards down the field. So um, I feel like that if anything, that would probably be the spot where I would start.
I mean, of course. So, if you had to choose, okay, so we can go with the rapid fire questions after this. Let's see. Oh, Gabe Jukas is the guy you're referring to.
Yeah, Gabe Jukas, that's his name.
Yeah. How do you tune on the crowd noise?
The crowd noise. I really just I look over at my fan section, man. I usually have a lot of people coming over. And if I look at them and I'm just not only am I trying to prove a point to myself to play out there and play good, but they give me the motivation to keep going, and it just locks me into the game a little bit harder. I feel like that's how I tune out everything else and just really focus up on what I got to do.
Okay, that's good. Okay, we'll do a couple rapid fires and then we'll do some of those common sense type of questions. What would you rather do? Like, would you rather just pancake the defender to the ground, like two of them to the ground at the same time, or would you rather get a receiving touchdown being the eligible guy downfield?
100% receiving touchdown. 100%.
Can't go wrong with it.
No, you can't. You can't. I mean, that's every big man's dream right there. And shit,
Yeah, it is.
Panay Sewell does it the most, man. And he's a beast at it.
But getting a receiving touchdown would be huge. But some offensive linemen rather prefer doing pancakes. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's just something that you can do. Obviously, I don't know about two at the same time, but I mean pancakes. It happens a lot more frequent than you being able to get a touchdown.
But I mean, but Trent makes it like a habit.
That's true. That's true.
But hey, the touchdown I'll take any day of the week.
Oh yeah.
So what is I guess who was your favorite dinosaur?
Favorite dinosaur? I think a pterodactyl.
Okay. So let's go on to common sense or something. Like, let's say a teammate of yours at Eastern Illinois, you guys have a chance to win this ball game, but this guy's all about himself and he's upset about his playing time role or whatever. And one of your teammates is injured, and he refuses to sub in for this guy, and then he quits and walks out. How do you respond under that circumstances?
Um, I if he's walking out, I mean, at that point, that's not leaving a good example for especially the younger guys. So at that point, it's just like you just got to be a leader. You got to set the example, and you just got to figure out a way to win. If we're in a situation where we could win the ball game, I mean, there's no reason to walk away from the game. But if that does happen, I mean, we're pulling together our best guys to go out there and win.
Oh, yeah, love that attitude. So let's say one of your teammates in the sideline gets like both of them are just not on the same page. They're getting way out of hand. How do you deal with this situation with both of them?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I bring a lot of respect on the field, and I let my play talk for me most of the time, and I get that respect from my teammates. But I feel like by me just stepping over there and just like breaking it up and talking to both of them, I can really calm the situation down, um, and figure out what's going on. And if we're in the middle of a game, there's no reason to be doing that right here, and that's not the time or the place to do it.
Yeah, that can be a factor. A lot of these guys can be not communicating at the right page, and maybe they're just not clicking right. And you know how some stuff they can have a little mental breakdown.
Yeah, 100%.
But let's say you guys are down by a couple touchdowns going into halftime. What would be your speech for the team just to come and win this ball game?
Yeah, I would say trust in our training. There's not you do 100 reps, thousands of reps actually, thousands of reps during fall camp, spring ball, and it's just muscle memory at that point. And there's not a two touchdown play in the book, So whatever, you just got to continue to trust the process, trust the play calling, and continue to do your part, your 1/11th of every play, and hopefully the ties go your way.
For sure. I love that kind of attitude. So if you could have a meal with one celebrity, dead or alive, who would it be?
Um, I would say Jordan. He's a Chicago guy too. I mean, I feel like that would be really good just to get his like knowledge and his like thought process, his mentality, and just be able to pick his brain all day about the stuff that he has to say. He's in my opinion the goat. So just being able to see how he lives life and what he thinks about little things from a day to day.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, we'll answer one more question for you, and then we'll end it one last one after that. So, who could you, if you had to block for one NFL QB or an RB currently past or present, who would it be?
I'm gonna say Jaden Daniels. Right now the Commanders are my team right now. I got a Jaden Daniels jersey right now, and just being able to, he's got so much excitement behind him, so much explosiveness. Being a rookie, I mean, like he was so poised throughout the year. I mean, me being a more mobile body, being able to be on the run with him as well. I mean, I feel like that would just be a great fit.
Oh, yeah. Plus, he's a fast quarterback. They got some weapons around him, so that would
Oh,
probably be a
100%.
simple. And I think they run zone, so that would be a good fit.
Yeah. No, that they got a good scheme coming together.
Oh, yeah. So one last one. We usually do this kind of funny thing sometimes, but I think since you've been at Eastern Illinois, you would know their fighting song. Do you know how to do that or no?
I don't know how to do their fighting song. I won't lie. I
Yeah.
won't lie. I
Sorry,
wasn't
Grant.
there. I wasn't there the whole 4 years.
Yeah,
But
sorry, Grant Dizer, but we'll answer one last question. So, when did the moment feel surreal, or is business as usual? When did you knew that one day you were going to play at the NFL?
honestly, coming off my first game at Eastern, I mean, I was like, man, I could really do this. After week 5, I was named top 4 guard in the nation. I was like, man, I'm really stacking up a couple good games. Played Bowling Green FBS team my first year, and played a pretty decent game against them. And it's just like, dang, I keep stacking these days, stacking these games up, getting some good film. And like I said, I just trust the process, man. It just really kicked in after that week 5, week 6 that I'm like, I could really do this at the next level.
Okay, that's good. And I guess the last one right here from, I guess, what makes you stand out from the rest of the offensive linemen?
Just being, I'm very dedicated. I mean, I know some people might struggle with like being all in to football. It's a very tall task to play offensive line. Like you said in the beginning, it's a position that doesn't get a lot of honor and glory.
Yeah.
But somebody's got to go out there and do it at a high level. I feel like that with my versatility, being able to play anywhere on the offensive line, that helps me out a bunch. But also just having that IQ, that football IQ, reading the defenses and being able to get that 5,000 level thinking, as we say, on the run, so we can just stack these plays.
Oh, for sure. Oh, wait, he got the song for this one for you, for your school. So this is the song. I don't know if this is correct.
Yeah, that's it. That's it right there.
Okay, you can just read it if you want, just to give him something funny about.
Oh man, it goes. We are loyal, EIU. We're loyal and true. Through the odds, be great or small, we'll still be cheering for you. Rah rah rah. And I don't know.
Okay.
It goes on from there, but
it goes out from there. But yeah, hey, it's all good, bro. But definitely appreciate your time, bro. And whatever the journey is, man, definitely pulling for you, bro. Whatever the team you end up with, man, I'll be more than happy to hope that you succeed at the next level, man.
I appreciate that. And thank you for the opportunity to hop on here with you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And for everybody else, go check out Sebastian Pares from Eastern Illinois. One of the most intriguing offensive linemen in the draft, a sleeper. I think teams are going to have to start paying attention to you, man.
Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And for everybody else, thank you guys for tuning in, and you guys have a great day.